In this video, I'm going to be showing you what I'm eating on a carnivore diet for the next 48 hours. So we just finished breakfast, we just had some fried eggs, and I'm gonna start meal prepping our steak for dinner tonight. We have usually grilled our steaks, but now that it's winter time, it's a little bit colder, we don't wanna be grilling as often. I've been making our steak in the oven, and I like to do a few different things just to make sure I get a super flavorful steak that has a delicious crust on it. And one of the things I like to do is I kind of dry brine my steak in the fridge. So it's morning right now, and I'm already gonna start seasoning my steak for dinner tonight. For my seasonings, I'm just gonna be using a beef rub. This is from the brand Health Royal, so I'm gonna put that in there. And then I've also got pink Himalayan salt. You don't have to use this, but that's what we have. I do really like the coarse salt because it creates a just delicious crunchy crust on your steak. So I'm gonna go ahead and season my steak, and then I'm going to put it in the fridge until I pull it out and it's time to make dinner. All right, y'all, so it is time for lunch. But like always for lunchtime, I don't really want to cook anything. But I did remember that I have some frozen meatballs here. So I'm going to go ahead and heat these up. I thought about microwaving them, but I think they would do... don't look at that. They've got some freezer burn. All right. I thought about microwaving them, but I think just throwing them in the oven on broil would be a lot better. If you have an air fryer, that would probably be even better. I'm going to go ahead and get this ready, and then I'll show you what I'm going to have along with my meatballs. Okay, y'all. Literally like 3 minutes later. This is why I love meal prepping meatballs. They're delicious and super quick. So I've got some meatballs. These are barbecue flavored pork rinds, and just a little bit of cheese to round it off. And I almost forgot to show you the best part, which is hickory flavored, sugar-free G.H. Hughes barbecue sauce. This is not something a super strict carnivore would use because there is some foods that are not animal based in this. But I say if you can eat meat based and then have a little sauce to keep you sane, it's probably a good win for you. It's been a good win for me. So I'm gonna go enjoy my lunch, and I will see you later when we throw those dry brine steaks into the oven in a cast iron skillet because they are super delicious. So make sure to stick around for that. We have been 9 hours on the carnivore diet. It's time to go pull those steaks out of the fridge from the dry brine and get cooking dinner. So after I pull my steaks out of the fridge, I'm gonna let them sit on the counter at room temperature for about 20 minutes just to bring them up to room temperature. And while I do this, I'm also gonna put my cast iron skillet into the oven and preheat my skillet on 500 degrees so it's nice and hot. So I'm just searing my steak in bacon fat for 3 minutes on each side in a 500 degree oven. So after 3 minutes, I'm gonna flip the steak and then add some butter to our steaks, and this is gonna help create a buttery pan sauce to top our steaks. And then I'm gonna throw it back in the oven and cook it just until our meat thermometer tells us it's done. For Patrick, that's about 140 degrees, and I'm a little ashamed to say that my perfect temperature is around 165 to 175. All right, y'all, so we have made it to hour 13 on the carnivore diet. We are almost halfway to 48 hours, and now is the time in my evening where I like to do my workout. I have recently been working with a certified personal trainer, and it has just been absolutely life-changing. And if you would like more information about the kinds of workouts we're doing, or I could even give you one of our workouts per week, let me know in the comments below if that would be helpful for you, because it has been so helpful for me. And one of the things I've really noticed as I've been working out is it's really important what kind of shoe that I'm wearing, because I was recently doing one of my workouts of the day, which was to attempt a mile run, and my mom was running behind me, and she said, "Caitlin, did you notice that your feet are pronating as you're running?" And when you're doing such a repetitive movement with running or walking, it's really important that you are wearing the right footwear so that if you have ankle issues, knee issues, hip issues, as you're doing that movement over and over again, you don't want to be causing more damage. But high quality shoes can be really expensive. At least I thought, until I discovered this company called Fitville. Fitville shoes are designed to prevent sprained ankles and knee injuries. Some of their shoes even have TPU heel rings to help stabilize your foot if you have issues with pronation like me. Some of their shoes also come with a wide toe box and options for wide and extra wide sizes. This can help relieve pressure on your feet, and you can actually find shoes that fit if you've also got wide feet like me. And if all of these benefits sound really great, but you are kind of worried about the price, that's where I think Fitville really shines shines, not only do you get a super high quality shoe, but you also get it at an affordable price. A lot of their shoes are around the $50 mark, which is very comparable to other places you would buy shoes, with the most expensive shoe being about $80. If you are budget friendly like me, make sure to check out the link in the description because we have actually partnered with Fitville on this video to bring you 35% off your first pair of shoes, and this is only good through the month of November. So make sure to go check the link in the description for 35% off your first pair of shoes. All right, so we have made it to hour 25 on the carnivore diet, and I don't know about you, but I'm trying to get back on track. Just keeping that mindset of I only have to stay carnivore for 24 hours really helps my mindset and helps me stay consistent, especially with the holiday season and maybe we got off track a little bit. That really helps me get back on track. So this morning, I'm gonna have a very quick breakfast of coffee and cream. We're gonna get out the door so we can go to a Bible study this morning, and then I will see you guys later for lunch. What is it about Bible studies that always have the most tempting food? If you're from the Midwest, you're gonna know what I'm talking about, but someone brought Casey's breakfast pizza and it is such a guilty pleasure. Oh my goodness. Okay, I won't go into too details about it, but I did not cheat. I kept my 24 hours carnivore mindset, but it did get me thinking that I think I can probably make a homemade carnivore breakfast pizza. So we just got back home and I'm gonna go in the house and we're gonna experiment in the kitchen and we'll see how this carnivore sausage cheesy breakfast pizza turns out. The carnivore breakfast pizza was actually a huge success and it was also really easy to make. I took some sausage and pressed it into the bottom of my cast iron skillet. I wanted to make sure that the entire skillet was covered, and this meant that the sausage was about a 1/4 inch thick. Next, I put this sausage crust into the oven on 400 degrees and I baked it for about 15 to 20 minutes until the sausage was cooked through and no longer pink. I added some salt and pepper and a leftover cheese sauce that I had made with some heavy whipping cream and some white sharp cheddar cheese. After the sauce was all spread out on the sausage pizza, I added some scrambled eggs and a little bit of mozzarella cheese. Then I put it into the oven again on 500 degrees to just broil the top and make sure it was nice and crispy. This pizza was absolutely delicious and very filling. I could only eat about 1 to 2 pieces and I was stuffed because it is packed with protein. We've made it to hour 34 and dinner tonight is super simple: grilled steak, lots of butter and salt, and some boiled eggs. I'll see y'all tomorrow for some eggs Benedict. So I think this is like my 3rd cup of coffee for today, but that doesn't matter because we have made it to hour 48 on the carnivore diet. And this morning, Patrick and I like to have something a little bit more special for brunch on Saturday morning. So we are going to be making a eggs Benedict-ish type of recipe that's inspired by one of my favorite childhood recipes. First, I'm going to crisp up some ham. I tend to use Black Forest ham. Just look for any ham that has the least amount of antibiotics and sugar that you can find. Next, we're going to poach some eggs in the microwave. I take a microwave-safe dish with some butter, crack my egg in there, put it in the microwave. Make sure to put a damp paper towel on top or you will end up with eggs all over your microwave. While I'm poaching enough eggs in the microwave for my family, I'm going to start making the cheese sauce. I take some heavy whipping cream and bring that to a low simmer, and then I add some white sharp cheddar cheese, salt, and pepper. Now it's time to layer up my poached eggs with my ham, going egg, ham, and then I'm going to pour my delicious cheese sauce all on top. Alright y'all, so there's everything I ate in 48 hours on the carnivore diet, and I would just really encourage you, if you've been off track for a while, you can get back on track. Just stay carnivore for 24 hours. That mindset of just sticking to it for 24 hours has helped me so much. And if you are looking for 35% off your next pair of shoes, make sure to check the link in the description, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay strong for the next 24 hours. You can do this.